Hello, everybody. The Army of Light Earth Division, the boots on the ground. It's Shauna L. Francis, and today is December 22nd, 2024. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Today, we are doing a video on 2024, but more importantly, 2025 and where we're going. So we are not doing anything on the Bible this week, but I do expect to regroup with Melchizedek on decoding the living word and picking that up next week back to Revelation. But for now, what a treat. Melchizedek did go through quite a bit. They had quite a bit to say about 2024 and about 2025. And before I get into that channeling, I just want to say that I feel like I have had an incredible year, an amazing, beautiful year, going back all the way to January up to this month. Just some beautiful things have gone on, and I'm loving 2024. And I am super excited about 2025 as well. I released 53 videos this year, 53. I guess this will be number 54. And we have covered all kinds of topics. We started last year, just kind of a quick little recap, talking a lot about the elite, the rich, the famous, and how the negative reptilian regime coerces them into basically signing away their soul in exchange for all that fame, power, and money. And Melchizedek told me just recently that this has been going on, this kind of sell your soul to the devil kind of thing has been going on since formalized commerce. Like, so think about even ancient Rome, where there was 1 million people in that city back in the day. So this kind of thing has been in place for a very long time. So that was quite something. Media manipulation. They talked a lot about media manipulation and how they really asked us to stop watching all media, all mass media, and stepping away because the messaging is it's a concerted effort to control us on a mass scale, and they are totally succeeding. Again, the whole idea here is that the negative reptilian regime is creating all this fear, all this discontent, keeping us separate, keeping our vibrations low, keeping everything dense, because this is how they thrive. Okay. We talked really for the first time at length about a global financial collapse that they said is imminent and most likely happening, I'm going to say this year. I'm not hearing a no from them. I'm sorry, 2025. And we also talked about the solar flare, possible solar flare, also probably happening this year. I'm sorry, in 2025, over the next year, I should say, and really being prepared for that, getting ready for that with 2 to 4 weeks worth of food and water, extra cash on hand, and extra gas. All right, so we focused quite a bit on that. We had a couple of live channeling events, and there was a lot of talk and questions about the Bible. We hadn't yet started that series, but we started talking about the 144,000. What does that mean? We had the Trump and Biden situation with the attempted assassinations that we were a part of, and quickly after that, we moved on to the Bible series. And again, we've had about 21 weeks of the Bible series, and this is expected to continue. All right, so anyway, from a channeling perspective, there was a lot that went on this year. Personal perspective, just amazing, incredible things. How has your year been? How is the year wrapping up for you? I've talked with a lot of people, and everybody seems to think this was a great year. And I hope you're feeling that way too. All right, so I'm going to get into this, guys. 2024, 2025 from Melchizedek. Here's what they had to say. Dear ones, we would like to take a moment to reflect on this year, your 2024. We said in the beginning that this would be a transformative year for many as the heightened frequencies, the expanded energies roll onto the planet every day, lifting each of you higher and higher. For those who are able and willing, you've met these frequencies with open arms, feeling yourselves revitalized and energized, even inspired. And for some of you, it kind of felt like you were on a treadmill or on a stationary bike, You were sure working hard and it felt exhausting, but you didn't seem to get very far. And then for others, feeling pretty beat up and bruised with how the year unfolded for you. Perhaps feeling like you're banging your head against a wall or walking in circles or taking 2 steps forward and 1 step backward, along with the frustration. Why did these things keep happening to me? How do I get out of this loop? Why am I feeling so stuck? Please, Lord, let this year be over. Next year must be better than this one. I've talked to a few folks that have felt this way too. And they continue here. And then, of course, many of you experiencing little bits of each of these scenarios. We believe most of you would say it was one heck of a year, no matter which scenario you identify with. This dear one here, she will tell you that it was an exceptional year, and she is right. And we'll add, it's not so much about what happened in your world during this time, but it's how you reacted to what happened in your world during this time. So I'll say it one more time. It's not so much about what happened to you during this time. It's how you reacted to what happened to you during this time. It's how you reacted. When you understand, dear ones, that your life is conspiring for your highest good, that your higher self, your oversoul, and your guides have your best interest at heart, how might you regard all the events that transpired in 2024? Some of you won't believe these words to be true because things just seem so bad for you. You may say to yourself, there's no way that what happened to me was for my highest good. They continue. Sometimes the pain in the moment obscures the gifts being presented, obscures the opportunities for forgiveness, for letting go, for thinking about things in new ways, for questioning old belief systems, for breaking out of your shell or breaking out of your box. Maybe life forced you to take a direction you never would have expected or wanted to take. Maybe it's a direction you didn't even know existed. One thing we'll say is that many of you took big risks this year. You faced fears that you've never faced before. You've questioned yourselves in the deepest of ways. You've questioned yourself in new ways. You were all impacted by the changing planet, by its evolving experience. How did you react? What did you say? What did you do? When life threw you a curveball this year, did you stomp your feet and throw up your hands and say, I give up? Did you curse others around you who you wanted to blame for these actions or events? Maybe you took a deep breath, they said, took a moment and focused within. Perhaps you asked yourself, what would my heart do in this situation? How might I react out of love and kindness and compassion, knowing that everyone around me is doing the best that they can in this very dense environment? You were all in lessons, dear ones, and you are all in service just by your presence. You are Christ consciousness embodied, incarnate here on the planet at this moment. How do you want to spend these days, these precious days, and your precious, valuable energy? Know that the effort you made to help others, to offer a hand, to greet with a warm smile, all the hugs you gave and the laughs you had, the apologies you offered with a compassionate gaze, made a difference in helping humanity move forward on this evolutionary trajectory. That's a mouthful. Your actions and your presence here are making a huge difference. If you take nothing else away from 2024, remember these words. You are an everlasting soul of light. You are on the planet doing God's work, being of service just by your presence. Know who and what you are in truth, and know who and what everyone is in truth around you. Take that very deep breath and relax in the knowing that just your presence here is making a huge difference for the collective. Your efforts, your gifts, your light are seen, they are felt, and they are known. Know that you are loved and appreciated beyond measure, dear ones, and that we all move forward together in unity and with a common mission. Before we talk about 2025, we would like to first offer you this affirmation. If you desire, please say these words along with us. On this day, I know myself as completely in alignment with truth. I easily and effortlessly see through all illusion. I let go of old belief systems, old ways of thinking that keep me steeped in a world that is not of truth. I remove myself from people, places, and situations that drain my vital life force, that obscure the truth, that make me feel anxious, unworthy, angry, or sad. I am no longer in alignment with energies that are not of truth. Without regret, without remorse, I lovingly create a world for myself that supports my well-being, supports my peace and joy, and supports my goals. I am putting myself first where I haven't before. And by doing so, I help others put themselves first so that we may walk hand in hand in freedom, in sovereignty to a new earth. I am word through these intentions. Word, I am word. That was really a long one. I hope that went well. Okay, hopefully I didn't read that too fast. I love this. I mean, without remorse or shame, I am creating a world for myself that supports my well-being, supports my peace and joy, and supports my goals. I love this. All right, 2025, they said. More intensity, dear friends. For those who watch these videos, expect to see an ever more chaotic environment around you. As you begin to energetically disassociate yourselves from people, places, and situations that are no longer in alignment with your vibration, the contrast between peace and chaos will become ever more pronounced. And you may find yourself very consciously thinking, I'm so glad that I'm not in this energy any longer. I'm feeling so much better, enjoying these higher dimensional frequencies. You'll have much more compassion for those who are still in that frenetic energy. There will be acceptance and there will be love because you will be seeing all are in choice on some level. Only you can be responsible for your state of mind and for your field of energy. Okay, let me say that one more time. Only you can be responsible for your state of mind and for your field of energy. Okay, so that means you can't blame other people for how your field is or what your state of mind is, what you're thinking, what you're doing, how you're acting. You cannot blame anybody else for this, not now. Know yourselves as free and sovereign and completely in choice. That means you can take responsibility for your field and your actions, for your well-being. You are taking your power back. You are owning this. And it's really the only way it can be done is to own it yourself. You're also not responsible for anybody else's fields, anybody else's well-being, their states of mind. They are truly in their choice as well. So it just frees everybody up to be responsible for themselves here. And again, we aren't standing on a soapbox or getting up and preaching about what we know and how high our vibrations are. This is just about being present in the moment and standing in our truth. Okay. All right. They continue here. The negative reptilian regime has their sights set on this one here, this dear one here in the chair. We have recently explained to her that this regime has gone so far as to broadcast a reward for anyone under their influence to take her life. All right, so Melchizedek is talking about me here, and this came up, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago, and it's new information. So I think everybody who's watched this channel for any length of time knows that the negative reptilian regime know who I am. And I am a traitor to them. I left their regime and I turned to the light and I became an angel in training. And I've been at this for 200,000 years now. And ever since I made that switch, they have come after me. And they actually usually make a pretty big sport of taking me out. And I just keep coming back over and over and over again. This lifetime, I am quite protected, and I'm also in this union with Melchizedek. So it makes the target on my head a little bit bigger. I'm going to continue here, but just clarifying what these words meant, because I'm sure some of you are scratching your head. What is she talking about? All right, so they have come out with a reward system. So anybody who kind of hears the message energetically that goes out and they're under their manipulation, under their influence, they're saying, take Shauna off the planet here and you will be rewarded for this. Okay, so this is a fairly new escalation. All right, continuing with Melchizedek. So protected is she, so fortified by the forces of light, that they stoop to this level to try to remove her. Truthfully, Shauna is not afraid, and this is a good thing for her field. That being said, we are being prudent. We will take this threat serious and minimize taking unnecessary risks that may put her in harm's way. Our work through and with Shauna will continue to evolve and even mature in some ways in 2025. It'll be a big year energetically, and some of the larger projects that are underway will come to fruition during this time. We march forward together, even with this increased threat. All right. I'm really not afraid. I think I'm just probably over it. And I'm never going to stop. So here we go. 2025, they continue. Expect big things, dear friends. There is extra volatility in the overall field shared by humanity and Mother Earth. Volatility, let us explain this further and what it might mean for you. This such process requires growth. It requires change. This is a transformation. You are in the early stages of this transformation, but that does not lessen its impact to all of existence. Change is change. Growth is growth. For all of you to choose something different, for all of you who wish for something better, this requires that you let go of the old and embrace the new. Change, dear friends. These required changes will be seen as volatile to many of you. Might we even say extreme? Excuse me. Now, if you feel that you've reached a point where you're understanding at deep levels that this shakeup is a necessary and important time for the ascension of humanity, the context of this volatility will keep you grounded, keep you centered through these coming times. Now, for those of you who are on the fence or maybe have not yet committed to the idea that in order for things to improve and get better, changes must occur, systems must break down, the old must die for the new to be rebirthed, this may be a bit more challenging. You may say to yourself, well, of course I want things to get better. And of course we're in a horrible state right now, but please don't make it difficult. I just want to be comfortable and I want this to be easy. Well, certain aspects of this awakening, they said, this great awakening underway now, may feel easy and graceful. Some of it will not, dear friends. As systems crumble, as ideology changes, as cultural norms are questioned, and as your hearts begin to lift and your minds begin to expand, naturally, letting go will be required. Stepping more fully into the unknown will be required. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you minding your field, your state of mind, more accurately, your vibration? First and foremost, are you loving yourself unconditionally? Are you seeing the truth of who and what you are? Do you carry with you faith and trust that all of this is conspiring for your highest good? The short-term pains of letting go of systems, ideology, programs, thinking that no longer serve will be worth the long-term gains. This is a reckoning, dear friends. It is a restructuring. The increased frequencies will not stop coming so you can get your bearings and catch up. We say this quite bluntly, but indeed we intend to be clear with the message today. All right, let me say that again. The short-term pains of letting go are worth the long-term gains. This is a reckoning, a restructuring, and they're saying the increased frequencies that are coming onto the planet are not going to stop so that we can catch our breath here, get our bearings, and catch up. They're saying this quite bluntly because they intend to be clear with their message today. And here they continue. The frequencies are escalating on both sides. The negative reptilian regime's energy, manipulations and their ministrations, and then the light, the frequencies of love, the high vibrational frequencies that support your ascension. More so than ever in 2025, all who came here to represent the light and help move this planet forward will be called to maintain a presence and a peace of mind that stabilizes a frenetic vibratory field. What does this mean? They said. We recommend a daily practice. Supportive affirmations spoken aloud. A consistent and clear embodiment of gratitude and compassion. Time sitting quietly, tuning within, focusing on the heart, on the breath, and on the field. This helps create space to commune with spirit, to reset and to recharge, but most importantly, to help ground the field in peace. So let's make sure that you're doing that. If you've filled your days up with all this busy work and all this stress and not being able to keep up and never taking time for yourselves because you have stacked yourself up with so many responsibilities, really take a good hard look at this. How can you carve an hour out of your day just for you, for the field and for the collective? Can you do it? Of course you can. It requires change. And here they continue. Seek help from others when you need it. And if you are someone who has love to offer, support to give, and peace to radiate out, please make yourself available to be support when asked, when needed, when that opportunity arises. Continue your efforts to connect with your fellow brothers and sisters, to connect with nature, and to connect with the frequency of love. We, the Order of Melchizedek, and other light beings like us who share in this common mission, will continue to support you energetically and directly as needed. Please ask and be open to receive. Let go of any expectation for what that support may look like or may entail. All right, guys, just another pause here. Seeking help from others if you need it. Our gifts of healing, helping, supporting each other are really in full force right now. All the guardrails have come down. It used to be, oh, I'm a yoga person, I'm a meditation person, I do Reiki, I do hypnosis, I do this, I do that. The guardrails are off. It is an open field. We are all using these energies, these frequencies to channel and help others and to lift others' frequencies. This is happening all over the place. We don't even know what to call these kinds of things, these types of healings. And really, all healing is self-healing, but there are folks here that are really becoming adept at helping you heal, helping you get control, helping you see the truth, helping you kind of get your vibration in order. So please do ask for help. They said, from your fellow brothers and sisters, but also from your guides. Asking for help creates a strong resonance field, and it declares what you need, so there's no confusion. So your teams of light really appreciate this, okay? All right. And then let go of any expectation once you ask for that help. Let go of expectation of what that support's gonna be like. It could be all kinds of things. Just trust that you are being supported. All right. They continue. Know yourselves as loved. Know yourselves as protected and supported. Know that you are seen both individually and collectively, and the work that you do here is infinitely important. The boots on the ground. So brave, so fearless. You are on the front lines of this war on consciousness. 2025 will continue to challenge each of you, and we do believe that you will rise to this challenge. We believe you'll surprise even yourselves in your abilities to weather the changes afoot, to be in your joy and acceptance, and to be at peace. Being that beacon for those around you who may be challenged by these times. With everlasting and conditional love for each of you, we thank you. All right, so that's it for the channeling 2024-2025. All right, so again, just on these last couple of sentences here. It's a war of consciousness, and while the light has already won, we're on the best timeline for this. We still have to go through the motions. We still have to make this happen. But once you just relax into the knowing that everything's conspiring for our highest good, even when it looks terrible or sounds awful, these things are moving us in the right direction. We talked a lot about universal acceptance over the last couple of years as well. What are you trying to fight mentally or emotionally? What are you resisting? And maybe again, like you're looking around you and all your friends seem to be kind of stuck in the old, and you're the only one who's kind of thinking in these new ways and thinking differently, and you may be really finding yourself out there floundering and feeling alone. This is a huge part of the awakening process. Remember that you can't grab their hands and take them with you. They really have to choose this for themselves and be on this path, and they're exactly where they need to be, doing what they need to do, learning the lessons that they need to learn. So when Melchizedek talks about people, places, and situations that are no longer in alignment, you know, really feel into that, and just, without a lot of analysis or intellectualizing things, just think about what are the few things here in 2025 that I could move away from, distance myself from, to really support my field, support my energy, and to support this mission of light. And I love how Melchizedek said that so many of us have made some really tough decisions this year. I have seen this, and I've done it myself, but just seen it firsthand. And um, those can be really painful transitions when you're in that moment. But once you get on the other side of it, it's like, wow, why didn't I do this years ago? I mean, but it's not easy. I mean, this is all very tough. Some of it can be. All right. Well, I'm here for you for one-on-one sessions. Let me know if I can support you in any way. And if I'm unable to support you, I have a whole host of folks that I'm working with who have incredible skills that are just right for this time, for this part of our ascension. So let me know what you need. Okay. I love you all. I'm wishing each and every one of you an amazing 2025. And in the short term, happy holidays, happy new year. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for all your incredible support. I couldn't do this without you. Melchizedek loves you. I love you. You're amazing. Thanks for everything. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Mwah.